is to go over some of the concepts we have already seen. When I say concepts, I mean Castell's concepts of homogeneity and particularism. And the idea is to connect these two concepts that we have already seen with the videos on Latin singers. And at the same time, connect the videos with teens' consumption of contents on internet. If we go back to homogeneity, and if we go over this concept through the videos, we should set the focus on the role of Latin women in a globalized world. And one of the videos, Shakira's video, there we can see the profile of Latin women being represented. Being represented as what? As a sexy object. And she looks so sexy that in the lyrics of the song, the man, one of the things the man says is that she's so sexy that you feel like learning Spanish. In conclusion, what we see is the female as an object. So the role of Latin women is represented as a product that what the product is selling is the sexy image of a Latin woman, and this profile or this representation of Latin women might be consumed by teenagers, and this consumption might mold their identity. Then, on the other hand, we have particularism. We can exemplify particularism and some sort of project identity through the video entitled Strawberry Fields Forever. This is a song sung by the Beatles. Now, the singer is also a Latin woman who sings in English on this occasion. Now, through that video, we can see that the minorities are being represented. So, we might take the minorities as an instance of particularism, in spite of the fact that their representation is not that representation that shows their interests, but that representation shows that they are being exploited. The fact that these groups of people have a role in the production chain, which is the aim of these videos, to raise awareness. So it is to awaken the audience for them to see that the minorities are being exploited because they are the ones who work the land, and these people are generally from poor countries, and what they are the ones who grow the strawberries, but the ones who enjoy eating the strawberries these are people who belong to rich countries. So these two different views of Latin women through the role of singers, we have two Latin singers, female singers, and they are being used to, or they represent different things. Shakira is an object. And we can take this object of the female body as a homogenized role which is being globalized, consumed. Because if you have a look at all the content that flows the net, this is quite common, this role, and Shakira exploits that. On the other hand, we have a critical stance. This critical stance is held by La Santa Cecilia. She is the other Latin singer, and she stands for the voices of the minorities. Now, how is it that all this can affect, or how is it that we can relate this with teens? Now, teens tend to consume homogenized content. Among the homogenized context, we can take Shakira's video as an example, and we might assume that these sort of contents are being consumed by teenagers. If we analyze this from the view that holds internet as culture, we might just set the focus on consumption. How is it that internet fuels the consumption of certain profiles? In this case, we can take Shakira's video as an example of the prototype of a sexy woman, and this might favor the consumption of makeup and clothes, and this sort of consumption might belong to teenagers. Teenagers might long for this sort of profile. Whereas if we analyze internet as a cultural artifact, we should have a more partial view. We will analyze Shakira's consumption as conditioned by the sociocultural background of the internet user. So we might say that some teenagers might consume this sort of content. For example, we might say that Latin girls living in the United States may like this sort of video. Well, so this is just to go deeper into definitions and exemplification, right? Well, we will go deeper into these issues through our classes on campus. Bye-bye.